One thing that really frustrates me about hockey teams is when you don't play hardball with a restricted free agent. I feel like every team needs a memo saying, hey, he's a restricted free agent. You can play hardball with him. You don't have to give him whatever he wants. He's an RFA. And this really relates back to my own team being the Maple Leafs as well. I mean, you don't have to mess with these guys. I like when they played hardball with Nylander. They should have played hardball with Marner and Matthews too. These guys get whatever they want. And this is going to lead me back to the Edmonton Oilers during today's video. Now, Evan Bouchard is a good offensive defenseman for sure. I mean, last year the guy got 82 points in 81 games, which, again, if a defenseman can do that, you're doing something right. And this year he has 58 points in 73 games. Really, really good production. Really, really good production. And I understand from the Oilers' perspective, you probably want to get him signed long term. The main reason for this is because the NHL salary cap is going up, and it makes a lot of value sense to say, okay, we're just going to re-sign this guy as the cap goes up. You might just want to give him what he believes he's worth anyway. Now, that doesn't mean you should give him anything. You should still try to play hardball. Remember, he's an RFA. But, again, with the caveat, obviously, that the salary cap is going up in the next 3 years. It's going to be well over $100 million. But the rumor today that we are going to be touching on, this happened a little bit ago, a couple of days ago, I believe, but I wanted to touch on it, where Brian Lawton, a respected NHL insider, former general manager, has thrown fuel on the fire by suggesting Bouchard's value may surpass that of Jacob Chychrun, who recently inked an 8-year, $72 million deal with Washington. Lawton even floated out the idea of Bouchard reaching Rasmus Dahlin's $11 million AAV territory. However, let's inject some reality into this conversation. Yes, please. Here's the thing. You have to be realistic. I like Evan Bouchard, but Rasmus Dahlin is actually really good. He's by far, in my opinion, I think he's the best player on Buffalo. I think Rasmus Dahlin is so good. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. And honestly, I like Jacob Chychrun as well. Honestly, when it comes to Evan Bouchard, the things that I struggle with Evan Bouchard with when I watch him play, and you can jump into the comments if you disagree with this, is his defensive giveaways struggle with me. That's the one thing where I'm like, ugh, yeesh. Now, the good part about a player like Evan Bouchard is he gives you more than enough offense where he can replace the mistakes that he's giving up. That would be my take on a player like Evan Bouchard. The article continues. The Oilers in their negotiations will likely leverage the Chychrun comparison, aiming for a figure closer to $9 million annually. Yes, that's completely fair. I don't know, is there anybody that would disagree with that? Do you guys think he's worth more than $9 million? I think $9 million is a completely fine number. The article continues. This feels like the most reasonable approach. Chychrun's contract sets a solid benchmark for high production top pairing defensemen. It's important to note that Bouchard's power play production is significant, and that is a major factor in his value. That said, I anticipate that cooler heads will prevail, and the final number will likely settle around $10 million. Now, it is obviously true that you're going to just have to pay him. I really do think that the Oilers are just going to want to figure this out with him. I don't think that you want this stuff to continue. Now, I know that from my perspective, I want teams to play hardball, but there is some downside to playing hardball as well, where you could piss a player off too much. But there's honestly, I personally think franchises these days are a little bit too soft on players. I really, really do, and this is just coming from a Leaf fan, where our pampered baby stars have gotten everything that they want. My take on these situations is that the Oilers hold leverage. He's not a UFA, and I'm telling you right now, man, when players are UFAs, it's a business. And when they are UFAs, they are going to bend you over a barrel. Look at Mitch Marner right now. The Leafs are essentially begging Mitch Marner to stay. Oh, we'll give you 13. We'll give you 13 and a half. We'll give you whatever you want. Mitch Marner is going to bend them over a barrel. And I said before, they should have figured something out, or maybe even traded Mitch Marner when they had the chance. So again, when he's an RFA, use every little bit of that leverage that you can. You don't even have to trade him. Yeah, you might not want a disgruntled player on your roster, but you don't even have to trade him. Let's not forget that either. Now, one other thing that I do want to touch on is that Evan Bouchard's time on ice has been going up steadily in the past 4 years. It started with 19 minutes 48, then it went down to 18 minutes, and then 23, and then 23 minutes and 23 seconds on average this season. So don't get it twisted. Like, he's playing a major role. He is a plus 17. You know, he's obviously a player that they count on quite a bit. You know, it's funny, when it comes to Evan Bouchard, it's always two extremes if you're on social media, right? Like, you'll see some guy, rightfully so, saying that Evan Bouchard's offensive talent is elite, and he is really good. Like, he can whip it around pretty good. And then you'll scroll a little bit and you see, you know, Evan Bouchard has no clue how to defend in his own end. It isn't necessarily completely incorrect, if you understand what I mean. So, and Oilers fans will probably drop it below. He is a really frustrating player to get a complete read on, but he is about 25 now, so this is probably what you're going to get with this player for the rest of his career. Usually when players hit 25, they don't get any worse or any better, if you understand what I mean. But at the end of the day, guys like this are gonna want to get paid. It does not matter. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at this, if you look at Stats Muse, I'll bring up these statistics for you guys right now. Evan Bouchard is 6th in points by defensemen. The only defensemen that are above him would be Cale Makar, Werenski, Hughes, Hedman, and Lane Hudson, who, by the way, is having a great season. I didn't know Werenski actually scored that much. He has 72 points. But again, guys like this are just gonna want to get paid. He has more points than like Fox and Dahlin and Morrissey and a lot of really good Jake Sanderson. So anyways, I understand that he's going to want to get paid. It's just Evan Bouchard tends to have some warts in my opinion. Anyways, I am going to leave this video there. I just wanted to touch on Evan Bouchard. If you could make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys. And make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.